You ever have one of those mornings where you step outside coffee in hand and the universe just smacks you upside the head with a sign, sometimes literally? That was me staring at this ugly duct-taped letter slapping itself silly against the post of my back gate. Silver Hills Homeowners Association, bold seal up top, like the IRS had come for my soul. Dear resident, it read. Like they didn't know damn well who lived here, who'd been walking this land since long before their vinyl siding and patio pavers ever graced these hills. I'd been out here 27 years. Back when folks waved the road was gravel and nobody gave a rip what color your mailbox was. But neighborhoods change. Now it's all manicured lawns, matching drapes, and a committee full of folks who think a visual nuisance is a crime worthy of exile. They said the road behind my property, the dirt track I'd patched, trimmed, and driven more times than I can count, was an eyesore, a non-compliant access point. Never mind it was my only way out if fire ever closed the main road. Never mind I'd installed the emergency signage myself back when the county called us a fire risk. 10 days, they said. Shut it down, cover it up, pretend it never existed. Yeah, sure. And I'm the Queen of England. I could feel my heart pounding same way it did back in the fire service when you caught the smell of smoke and you knew it wasn't just someone grilling burgers. Except this wasn't adrenaline, it was rage. I knew who was behind it. Karen Langston, president of the HOA, master of the passive-aggressive community standards letter, lover of words like visual harmony. She'd been gunning for me since the last board meeting, dropping hints about rogue access paths and residents who think they're above the rules. Didn't take a genius. But I'm not a fool. I learned a long time ago you don't charge head first into a wildfire or an HOA witch hunt. I took photos. Every angle of the gate, the old emergency signs, even my inspection reports from '03 stacked deep in my shed. Logic and legalities, you'd think that'd count. But HOA power isn't about logic, it's about persistence. Another letter came, this one certified. $150 a day if I didn't comply with the date underlined like a final warning. So I went to their next meeting wearing my old fire service jacket like a relic. Sat in the back, arms crossed. When I finally raised my hand and asked if they'd bothered to check the county fire map, Karen's smile went tight, her kind of "I've already decided" smile. This isn't about fire risk, she said, it's about visual cohesion. Yeah, because cohesive landscaping really stops a wildfire. One of my neighbors, Jorge, patted my shoulder on the way out, whispered, "They don't know who they're messing with?" Maybe they did. Maybe that's why they kept pushing. When the contractors showed up, I didn't shout. Just stood at the fence filming on my phone while they dropped cement barricades and filled in the road with gravel. One guy gave me this look like he wanted to apologize but couldn't risk it. That night I went out with a flashlight, measured their trench, checked the slope, knew exactly how it'd funnel fire right into the neighborhood if the wind turned. I'd walked those ridges as a firefighter. I knew what was coming. See, before the lampposts, the matching magnolias, before the HOA ever dreamed up a bylaw, there was just land in that road. I bought this place after 22 years battling wildfires, looking for peace or at least a break. 5 acres out on the edge, a rough cabin, no gate, but the one I built myself. My wife Julie, she grew to love it. Our daughter Lily even more. That back road wasn't about convenience, it was survival. When the fire hit in 2011, we escaped down that track, neighbors trapped on the main road traffic, frozen embers, falling like the world was ending. We made it. Others didn't. Julie was never quite the same. Spring came and she started spending weekends with her sister in the city. I can't blame her. The hills here are beautiful, but when you've seen them burn, you never look at them the same way. Then came the developers promised a visionary community. Clubhouse, paved roads, rules, and an HOA. Most folks signed on thinking property values would climb. I saw a trap. At first they left me alone. Grandfathered in, they called it. Then Karen took over the board, and suddenly my road was a code violation, a safety risk, a magnet for unwanted traffic. Nobody but deer ever used it, but that wasn't the point. The point was control. I kept fighting. Showed up at meetings, brought maps, warned them the fire lines hadn't been updated, that the main road was a death funnel if a blaze came from the north. They nodded, then ignored me. I caught board members lurking by my property, snapping photos, jotting down notes about my shed or a supposedly unauthorized bird bath. Pressure, pure and simple. When the trench finally appeared, it felt personal, like they wanted to punish me for holding out. I thought about court, but I waited foolish enough to believe they'd see reason. Instead, every morning I stared at that buried road and waited for fire season, because I knew deep in my bones it was coming. And when it did, it came with a vengeance. Morning broke with the low growl of machinery and the stench of smoke on the wind. I saw the fire before the alerts ever came, saw the main road jammed, sirens, panic, chaos. I tried the HOA's emergency line. Straight to voicemail. The group chat blew up with questions, Karen posting, "No panic, please. Official alerts will come." Yeah, just like 2011. I wasn't waiting. I grabbed my old tractor, tore through the barricade cement posts, cracking gravel flying, opened the road just enough for cars to make it through, families I barely knew, neighbors who'd once voted to fine me for my unsightly shed, all pouring into my back lot, coughing, crying, clutching kids and pets. And then I saw her, Karen, stumbling through the smoke, her heels long gone, makeup streaked, begging for help. I won't lie. I wanted to turn her away, let her feel what I'd felt, the anger, the fear, the helplessness, but I couldn't. Fire doesn't care about grudges. I handed her my last mask, pointed to the convoy, and told her to get in line. No orders, no special treatment. We all made it out barely. Watched the hills burn from the county lot, watched our homes and fences and the clubhouse melt away. The only thing that survived was that dirt road, the one they'd tried to erase. Days later, I came back, boots crunching through ash, the HOA's fortress reduced to black skeletons. The fire marshal's report nailed it a lightning strike, right where I'd warned them. The county started asking questions, digging up emails, reviewing footage. Suddenly, visual cohesion didn't mean squat compared to interfering with emergency access. The board resigned. Karen showed up at the evacuation center, sat in the back, didn't speak. When she finally found me, all she said was, "I was wrong." 3 words. No defense, no excuses, just truth. I told her, "You don't have to forgive yourself. Just don't ever forget." Silver Hills changed after that. The HOA dissolved, replaced by a volunteer safety committee. My back road, now named Callahan's Way, though I never asked for it, was rebuilt as an official emergency route, steel gate and all. Jorge runs drills. Kids ride bikes along the path their parents once barely escaped down. Karen stayed, helped rebuild, spent less time on rules, more on people. And me, I rebuilt porch first, just the way Julie always wanted it, facing the hills and the road. Every now and then a neighbor drops off cookies or thanks me for saving us. I tell them the truth. I just opened a gate. They saved each other. Funny thing about fire, it doesn't care about our fences or our bylaws. It only cares what's left standing when the smoke clears. We don't get to choose when disaster comes, but we get to choose what kind of neighbors we'll be when it does. So let me ask you, if you had to open your gate to save the folks who once tried to shut you out, would you do it? Or would you let the fire take it all? Go on, tell me, what does justice look like to you? Share your story down below. Maybe next time the road you save will be your own.